Hey ladies, welcome back to Somebody Come Listen to This podcast. I am your host, Naba, and once again, I would like to ask for you to hit that subscribe button on your way in and that like button. It helps to get into the algorithm and it helps to get these videos out to other women and girls. I don't care if other men see these. As you know, I don't allow men on my channel or in my comments, but we're going to get into this video today. Many of you have probably seen it and many of you may have not, but there is a viral video going around of a street interviewer asking women, would they rather be stuck in the woods with a bear or a man? And the majority, if not all, of the women said they would rather be in the woods with a bear. Some men just did not understand this concept, and some men did get the concept. They did get the ideal of why women were saying this, and some men are just obtuse. And a lot of women came out to explain why they feel like these women chose the bear over the man. So we're going to get into this video and I'll come back with my commentary.
Well, I know we've all seen the video. There's a guy walking around asking women, would you rather be stuck in the woods with a man or a bear? Most of the women said a bear. I just want y'all, just hear me out. I just want y'all to slow it down and realize that social media isn't real life. You pull up all these fucking stats. 1 in 6 women will be attacked by a man in her lifetime. Only 1 in 1 million people have a chance to be attacked by a bear. Let's think about this. You live with and walk past in your life probably hundreds of thousands of men. You will probably never fucking just walk past a bear, all right? So no shit, okay? I'm in Jacksonville, Florida. The chance that I'm gonna walk up on a Kodiak bear, what the fuck? Slim to none ever in life, never. I don't even go to the zoo. Fuck is you talking about? That's one. That's proximity. The way y'all be bringing this shit up is ridiculous. The way that question should have been asked, would you rather be lost in the woods with a bear that wants to kill you or a man that wants to kill you? With a bear that wants to harm you or a man that wants to harm you? So that you could get the real fucking answers. I ain't never hit a woman violently. I ain't never put a violent hand on a woman. I ain't never sexually assaulted a woman. No, none of that. Ever. Nah, I ain't never even called a woman out of her fucking name. Not to her face. I think all that is terrible and wrong. But y'all acting like men are scarier than bears? You ain't watched enough nature documentaries, baby. Go watch the one where they trying to get the pictures of that big ass bear and the light from the flash scares him and a startled bear. I swear to fucking God, the earth moved when he got startled. Just go watch a few fucking videos. Boy, you dumb as hell.
Do you know what girls are taught? No, of course you don't. Girls are taught that if a man tries to abduct them by pushing them into a van or something like that they should fight with everything they have, and that it's better to die on the street than get in that van for whatever happens next. You know what else that girls are taught? That they should use their nails and their teeth so that afterwards there's DNA evidence. Afterwards, there's an assumption that this is going to happen at some point in a woman's life and that they need to know this information. You see, for men, the question of, is there anything worse than death? That's debatable. But it's not debatable for women. You ask any woman that question and they're going to say, yep, there are things worse than death. Now, this mindset that you have that so readily ignores the viewpoints of literally half of the people in the world, you can easily fix that through practicing empathy. So use your brain, use the brain that God or the universe or Cthulhu or whoever gave you, and tap into your imagination. Use your imagination to put yourself in someone else's shoes for a little while and feel what they feel, and then you'll start to understand.
It's a sad state of affairs that we got women out here more afraid of running into a man than a damn grizzly bear in the middle of the forest. When I first heard it, I thought the women were just trolling us. But from talking to several people that I know, the consensus is they would rather be ripped limb from limb by a wild animal than essayed by a human. And I guess I can kind of see it because they say that sticks with them forever. Guys, we got to do better. Men and ladies, if it's any consolation, the most shunned people and most disrespected and beat up people in prisons are people who assault women and children. They have to be isolated because even the inmates despise them. So I'm not going to all menu with this, but we hear you, and men, we need to do better.
It's wild. Women are on the app talking about they'd rather be alone in the woods with a bear than men. And it got me thinking, and I'm like, yo, that bear possibly would leave me alone, right? Now, I'm not his normal prey. And I mean, this is the woods, so we're not talking about a polar bear, because we all know nobody's escaping him. But even still, the polar bear would just maul me to death. These guys, the things that they do to women, the psychological damage, the graping. I mean, there is a reason they don't even want to hire men in morgues, because necrophilia. Like, look it up if you don't know what that actually means. So yeah, like, a woman and her body are just not safe with men. I think I might take the bear.
Would you rather be lost in the woods with a bear that wants to kill you, or a man?
I'm going to try and describe this in a way that I hope better explains this for men. The man in the video is basically saying how he feels like women don't quite understand the question, and it seems absurd to him that women would pick a bear because women are around men all the time. We walk down the street, we live with men. So he feels like a better question to ask would you rather be trapped in the woods with a bear who wants to kill you, or a man who wants to kill you? The reason I think the original question is better, and the question being would you rather be trapped in the woods with a man or a bear, I think it's a better question because it leaves the intentions of both open. So you don't know the intentions of the bear, and you don't know the intentions of the man. So with that understanding, let me break down most women, or maybe the average woman's thought process when it comes to this question. You are correct by saying that women do not have interactions with bears. We're not walking down the street seeing bears. We're not in the woods randomly seeing bears. You tend to have to go out of your way to be able to see a bear. So with that understanding, we have to think about woman's interpretation of man. Most women, ever since they were little girls, more than likely have been pursued by grown men. Starting between the age of 10 to 13 tends to be when women have their first interaction of a grown man trying to pursue her. Whether that's trying to pursue her for a relationship or trying to pursue her sexually, even though most of the time, I'm sure we all know it's sexually. So these same women who are being pursued by these grown men at very young ages also have other friends that are also being pursued by grown men. Now, some of our friends gave into those whims, and so we know 15-year-olds who are having sex with 30-year-old men, and some of these women didn't give in, but they still had these sexual interactions against their will. We learn the statistics of women being raped. We learn the statistics of women being killed by men. We learn the statistics of women being kidnapped by men as we get older. We see the world around us. We see how we don't tend to be trusted. We see how men stick together. We see how a man will know that his friend is raping women and say nothing about it. We see how men will see another man slip something in a woman's drink and say nothing about it. We see the world that we live in. So to you, that percentage of reported issues between men and women may seem small. You have to understand that there's a way larger number of ones that are not being reported. I've been pursued by men since I was about 12 or 13 years old, and I've never once been in a courtroom nor in a police station reporting any of them. So when you then turn and ask those society of women, would they rather be trapped with a man or a bear, I hope it becomes more understanding why they picked the bear.
So this question has been going viral recently, in which a man asks random women on the street, would you rather be stuck in the forest with a man or with a bear?
Would you rather be stuck in a forest with a man or a bear?
Bear. Man is scary.
With a bear.
Well, I've heard about bears. They don't always attack you, right? Unless you, fuck with them. So maybe a bear.
Depends what man, but probably a bear.
Oh, 100% a bear, which is, terrifying to say, but...
Definitely a bear. Some men are very scary out there.
A bear.
I would say a man.
I'm not even going to attempt to tell women how they should feel or how they should think, but really, have any of them ever seen a bear in the wild? I understand that some men are dangerous and they can be scary, but I genuinely want to know why any of them would assume that the man is going to be more dangerous than a wild grizzly bear. For instance, this woman brought up the statistics that there's a 1 in 2 million chance of you getting attacked by a bear. She then goes on to compare the statistics of a man attacking a woman, which makes no sense because of course a man is more likely to attack you if he interacts with you 1,000,000 times more than you interact with a bear. And then you had comments like, at least the bear would leave you alone if you passed out, which is once again another crazy assumption that a man is automatically gonna mess with you if you passed out. I'm not gonna act like men are innocent though. They can do crazy things just like all humans can. And I do think these women's answers are very telling about the experiences that they have had with men. But these deep-rooted assumptions that are made about men don't only affect random men that may be dangerous or creepy, but also the sons you will have, the brothers you have, the fathers you have, and the uncles. Just food for thought.
Walking around asking women, would you rather be stuck in the woods with a man or a bear? Most of the women said a bear. Y'all acting like men are scarier than bears?
Holy haberdashery! This has to be one of the most blatant examples of men not listening to nor believing.
La 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 Elmo's world. La 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 Elmo's world. Elmo loves his goldfish, his crayon too. La la da 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 da. That's Elmo's world.
This man watched a video where women were asked whether they'd rather be stuck in a forest with a bear or a man, saw all the responses in the video, the stitches, and the comments where women overwhelmingly chose a bear, and instead of thinking, my goodness, how harrowing, what does this say about the state of men? He basically says, women don't know what they're talking about. My dude, this mentality is exactly why women are so reluctant to speak up. Men don't listen and refuse to believe them. We have an instance here where the vast majority of women have expressed what they would do in this scenario, and you tell them they're wrong. Why would a woman trust any man when this kind of thinking pervades our world? Men who think like this just assume they know better than women. In this man's video, he tells women that they should watch more nature documentaries to understand bears better. This is so obnoxious. He dismisses women's lived experiences, many shared in the comments, with the thousands of men they've unfortunately encountered that have informed their decision of choosing the bear. It's not that hard. Just listen to women. They will gladly tell you what they think and feel.
Why is dating so hard?
Men suck. Men are dumb.
Why do you feel that way?
Would you like to explain why you're dumb?
I'm pretty dumb. I say what I think.
But you have to genuinely pay attention and receive what they say. But to do that, you'd have to view and respect them as actual human beings.
Or get used. Fellas, you need to respect and appreciate the value in your penis. If you're just giving it away and not receiving anything in return, you're getting used. If she ain't cleaning your house, doing your laundry, cooking, or increasing your revenue.
Until then, I don't blame them for choosing a bear over a man.
If you replaced all the men on Earth with bears, would you be more or less safe? Good question. I mean, I'm going to lean towards more safe.
Fun fact, I lived in the woods in Northern California in basically a cabin for 7 years. And we were surrounded by bears. And we would have bears in our yard at least once every couple weeks, if not every week. One day, a dude came up to our house and he was on my back deck. And my wife could see him through the sliding glass window leading onto the back deck. And she said, there's a man on our deck. I've never gotten more chills on the back of my neck than when she said that. And we've had multiple bears on our back deck. He was just a linesman in the area working on power lines, and he was hot, so he wanted some water. That was it. But hard agree, men way scarier than bears.
This discourse right now about would you rather be alone in the woods with a man or a bear is very funny to me. And from my perspective, the answer is obviously a bear, because I don't know what kind of bears y'all are around if you're around polar bears, but bears are not that dangerous. I live in the middle of nowhere, and I regularly take blankets out into the woods, lay the blanket down, and take a nap in the middle of the woods. If you haven't done it before, glorious experience, so beautiful. There are bears in these woods. I have never woken up to a bear bothering me. I have, on the other hand, woken up to a man bothering me. So I technically live on park land, so there's trails behind my house that come somewhat close to my home. And I have been in my own backyard taking a nap before, had a man come off the trail, come up to me in my backyard of my own house, and put his hand on me to see if I'm okay. We're talking obvious quilt, water bottle next to me, book next to me, sunglasses on. Oh, I'm just checking on you. I just thought maybe you had passed out accidentally. Be so for real. I've woken up to coyotes nearby me. I've woken up to foxes nearby me. I've woken up to raccoons nearby me. I've woken up to deer nearby me. None of them have ever touched me before. Not once. This past summer, I lived in an area with an active bear roaming around my property, and I was much more comfortable taking my little naps out there than I am now that I live somewhere where a man could come somewhere near me while I'm napping. So yeah, I'll take the bear.
Look, fellas, don't get upset. Don't argue with them. Just ask them. Go test this theory. Go test this theory. Matter of fact, go out into the wild. If you see a baby bear like a little cub, just play with it. Keep playing with it.
I just really want to know if men think that we're as stupid as they think we are. That's how right? Do they think that we're stupid? Yeah. Do they think that we're as stupid as they think that? Yeah. That.
Wait for the mama to show up. Keep playing with the baby cub. Just pet it, do all that, and just wait for the mama to show up. And then when the mama show up, tell the mama, be like, come here, little bear, let me pet you. Let's see what they come back and be able to tell the story about how they hung out with a bear cub and the mom.
But y'all acting like men are scarier than bears? You ain't watched enough nature documentaries.
And apparently you haven't ever watched the news or a true crime documentary or, again, the news. And while you're also busy over there being offended by what we had to say, you're refusing to actually listen to women when we explain it. In fact, you're just making our point for us. Meet Sade Robinson. I hope I'm saying that correctly. That's based on a few newscasts I've seen. A 19-year-old here in Wisconsin who went on her first date, never to be seen again. And not only is she not to be seen, she's not going to be seen as a whole body again. Because this beautiful young woman with her whole life ahead of her chose to go on a date with a man who murdered and dismembered her and left her body parts scattered all over Milwaukee area. Quite literally today, they think they found her torso. Instead of saying that question should have been phrased, which would you rather be attacked by in the forest, maybe acknowledge the fact that the minute we're asked which we'd rather be trapped in a forest alone with, we automatically assume there is a very good chance that that man will in fact attack us. Y'all get super offended claiming, oh, there's so few men that actually do that. And yet you're literally the ones, as we grow up, that warn us how dangerous men are. You tell us, you tell your sisters, your friends, your moms, your wives, your girlfriends not to trust men because you know men, don't trust them. And then you get mad when we don't. Honestly, I only wish that it was just the woods we had to fear men. Because clearly women can't even go on first dates without there having to be some sort of fucked up scavenger hunt for the rest of her body after the fact.
The guy walking around asking women, would you rather be stuck in the woods with a man or a bear?
Do you understand how heinous it is that after watching your video, the general consensus was like, yeah, I'm gonna choose the bear. In this scenario, based on the video that you put out as a human man, I'm gonna choose the bear. The bear is the better choice. Do you know how far out of touch with reality, bro? Holy fuck, dude.
But y'all acting like men are scarier than bears? You ain't watched enough nature documentaries, baby.
Maybe we don't watch enough nature documentaries because we're too busy watching true crime, not for the plot line, but to know how to survive if we are in any of the situations that the women are put in on those shows. A 27-year-old, Allison, was taken at knife point, walking into her apartment by a man who then drove her to pick up another man, brought her to a nature reservation, okay, the nature in South Africa. They essayed her. They disemboweled her. They stabbed her organs 30 times. And then that wasn't enough. No, they sliced her neck 30 fucking times. Somehow, she survived. She walked to the street after writing her attackers' names in the sand. Walked to the street, holding her intestines in with one hand and holding her head on with the other hand. She miraculously survived. They wanted to tear apart her reproductive organs so she could never have a child. That was before they decided they were just going to kill her completely, which obviously didn't work. When a bear or a shark kills a person, they are hunted down and killed. Those men that did that to Allison got 28 years in prison and then were released. Allison is still alive today. She has 2 sons. And those men were released out of prison under supervision. That's fantastic. The woman in your scenario dies no matter which she chooses, the bear or the man, and I don't think you even did that consciously. But why? Why do women have to choose which horrific way that they would rather die? And some people are so shocked that women would rather take their chances with a bear who doesn't have any ill intention besides being a fucking bear.
I agree with these women. If it were me and I was alone in the woods, I would prefer to see a bear than a man. It's not a bear that's roofing women. It's not a bear that is involved in sex trafficking. It's not a bear that women have to fear whenever they divorce that man or break up with that man. It's not a bear. It's a man. I genuinely feel like it should be disheartening for men to realize that so many women would rather take their chances with an animal than one of them. Not all men are dangerous. Not all men need to be feared. But there are so many of you that turned a blind eye to your friend, your frat brother, your cousin, your brother, neighbor. So many men that you know are dangerous and that women should fear, but you say nothing about it. Truthfully, if men were honest and they were alone in the woods, even they would take their chances with a bear than another man.
Would you rather be left in the woods with a bear or a man? That is what girls are being asked.
And women are choosing the bear and men are going crazy because they don't understand. Because men are assuming the bear will attack the woman, even though statistically bears won't attack. Women are assuming the men will attack us because statistically they do attack. And if a man attacks us, he's not just going to eat us as a predator, he's going to be a man.
A bear having the desire to unalive a woman is still the worst that it'll do to that woman. And possibly eat her and feed her to its cubs, but mainly that, they will maul you and then leave your body on the ground and walk away, right? There's so many methods to defending yourself from a bear. You make a lot of noise, you make yourself seem bigger, you hit the bear in the nose. There's video of people hitting bears in the nose who clearly had the desire to unalive them, but because they kicked the bear in the nose, the bear left because it was hurt. Now, in both scenarios, the woman is running away. The worst a bear will do is it's like, right? It's making noise. A man chasing after a woman while she's running away. Men can communicate. Unlike a bear, a man can laugh while chasing after a woman. He can say to her, shouting at her, while he's approaching her, what he plans to do to her. A bear cannot do that. A man can drag out his process of wanting to unalive a woman, purposely waiting until she gets tired and just staring at her, or and then continuing to go after her. And then he'll do whatever he wants with her body before he unalives her. There's so many pictures of the after result of a man taking the life of a woman, and he has a bunch of scratch marks all over his body. She clearly fought back, but he didn't care. He didn't care how badly she injured him. And let's not forget, a bear can unalive you, possibly eat you. Men can also and have been cannibals. There is no creature on this planet scarier than a human because of how intelligent a human is, how intelligent a man is, how a man can make up a whole storyline in his head of what he wants to do to a woman before he unalives her. And we have millions of cases to be looked at and see what men have done to women. There are no unknowns when it comes to what a bear might do to you. But depending on the man, you have no idea what he has thought of what he wants to do before he finally takes your life. That's what you're missing. That's what you're missing because you do not experience this type of fear. You've shared how tall you are. You're over 6 foot. You've shared how muscular you are. This is not a fear that you have when it comes to a man, another man.
That video has gone viral everywhere, asking women if they would choose a man or a bear to be lost with or being in a forest with, and all of them answered bear, and I think the answer is correct. Why would a woman choose a man or a bear where the number one predator of that woman is the man and not the bear? There's a really good documentary by Herzog called Grizzly Man, and it's this story of a woman and a man that are in the Alaskan wilderness bonding with bears. Timothy, the guy who actually recorded the footage, is said that he spent over 35,000 hours or a span of 13 years with bears. A lot of them were grizzlies, which is the highest aggressive bear you can find in the forest. Eventually, he got killed by one of them, but it took a while. The worst you can experience is a probably swift death, but a woman would be like in a far worse situation with a man if she's put in with the wrong one in a forest. And she probably wouldn't experience death that quick. It will be something else. Probably SA. It's terrible too when you think about it, because a lot of the movies portrayed in Hollywood where a man is lost with a woman in the wilderness usually ends up in a romantic situation. And these movies are produced by men, because a lot of men think that eventually the woman would submit to him emotionally and sexually. But you barely ever see any movies where the man and the woman survive without any relationship between them whatsoever. The submission is like kind of expected in our society, which is very strange. If I was a woman, I would definitely choose the bear. At least you know what's coming. Get out.
Okay, ladies. I think we get the point. There were so many more responses to these videos, and as you can see, a lot of the men definitely understood. I was surprised to see that, but yeah, some men definitely do know that other men are more dangerous than a bear would be to a woman, and some men just want to stay in denial about it, and that's okay. And no, the majority of men probably want to stay in denial about it. And that's pretty much why we have the Western 4B movement going on right now. Which I think is very much needed if the men around us are this clueless to what is going on in this world with women and girls daily. They want to act like they're clueless. They want to act like they don't have friends or uncles or family members that they've heard of doing these horrendous things. And I know that when they do these things, they're not silent, because men like to brag on the things that they do to women. So these men are not clueless. They're just acting like they don't know any better. But as you ladies know, I am an advocate for your Second Amendment right. And I do believe that as this movement goes forward, we do really need to take that into consideration. I'm going to say it in every video, and I really want to see women coming together and purchasing land together and building homes and communities for women. Also, ladies, in my community tab, I left a link to a sister who is trying to win a contest. She's trying to win $20,000 to go towards Land for Us. She has an organization on Instagram that you can look her up. Also, BWE Exodus. Go follow her on Instagram, and please try to click on that link. Some people said they weren't able to vote, but she doesn't have very many more days. I think she's like in 12th place now. All we need is a handful of ladies to go over there and vote for her. It's in my community tab. Her name is Candace Huntley. And also go follow her on BWE Exodus, or BW Exodus for Black women. She's trying to build land, and she's trying to build community safe spaces for us. So please, if you're serious about this movement, please go over there and follow her and DM her if you have any questions, or if you want to join, or if you've thought about doing anything like this. She doesn't want to do it in the US. But I also have a friend who wants to do something like this in the US. If you want to get in contact with her, just DM me on Instagram at Nava Speaks, and I'll let you know how to get in touch with her, because she's starting a STEM school. So like, ladies, we're trying to do a lot of stuff out here, and that's pretty much all I have to say. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and share, because these videos need to get out as soon as possible if we want to see this movement grow. It's not going to grow and grow wings unless we give it the wings that it needs by sharing these videos and by subscribing. So I thank you ladies once again, and I will see you next time. Bye.